Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for the interactions and for how you've been viewing my videos, how you've been commenting. Those who've subscribed, thank you so much. It means a lot to me, and I honestly really appreciate the positive feedback that you've been giving me in terms of the new format that I've developed. I honestly have been enjoying creating those contents for you guys, and just sharing my thoughts and ideas that I have in my head. And today it's going to be a bit different. Today I'm actually sitting in front of you guys as I just do a quick touch up on my hair to do my protective style and talk about my experience and things that you guys need to know about relocating to the UK or just visiting in the UK. Excuse me. In this video, I'm gonna talk about housing. I'm gonna talk about driving. I'm gonna talk about winter experience and just NHS and healthcare in general. So I really hope that you enjoy whatever that I'm going to talk about. I also did this style as I talk to you guys, so you can imagine the multitasking that I had to do of making lines, braiding the hair and talking to you authentically. So please just let me know what you think. I'm planning to actually do this version of my videos at least once a month, as I also do my journaling style. So I honestly hope you enjoy it. Okay, so with that said, let's start with the first point. So what I've done is I've written them down because there's so much to say and I don't want to confuse you guys. I want to give you as much information as possible, but that's also accurate information. And with that, the first information is about rent and where to stay when you plan to either relocate or visit the UK. My advice would be going into sites such as Spare Room or Zoopla. That is if you're relocating completely. The thing is, Airbnb is not cheap. In Kenya, you can easily just visit a place, stay in an Airbnb, and it's much cheaper compared to staying in a hotel. Yeah, but here the situation is different. Airbnb is very expensive. A one bedroom can cost you, like, let's say £50 per night, or actually I think even I'm underestimating it. A one bedroom will cost more than that. £50 is like the basic one. Yeah, so my advice for you would be to either go to a site like Spare Room, whereby you can sorry, just trying to focus here, whereby you can just rent a room within a room. Like, for example, like now where we stay is, our home is a one bedroom, right? So we would rent out the bedroom and we just live in the living room, in the kitchen basically. And what that does is it helps you save up some money, and also it helps you get some reference in terms of just getting a sponsors to validate your credentials when you're looking for a semi-permanent house to stay in. And the reason why this is important for you is because, number one, you can't just come from Kenya or any other country and expect to immediately find a house like that in the UK. There is some serious shortage in terms of housing, and that's because of high population, of course. And the UK is an island. It's just a small island. It's not small, but relative to the number of people that stay here, it's quite small. Yeah, so my advice for you, or just information for you to work on, is just do your research. Start small. Look for a spare room. Literally, the app is called Spare Room, and the concept is to stay in a spare room, literally. Yeah, and save up some money as you do your research. Look for a place that is closer to where you're going to be staying and stuff like that. A lot of us sometimes might think like, oh, I can afford to stay in an Airbnb. Yes, you can afford it, but for me, I just feel like I'd rather just stay in a more affordable housing or location and actually explore stuff, because things are not cheap, and it makes sense to spend your money more on other stuff than just staying in a nice place. If you want to stay in a nice place, stay at home. I mean, like, I personally don't think I'll ever be in a place or a country that's more beautiful than Kenya. Yeah, unfortunately, I said that. I'm sorry to my Habesha friends. I'm sorry to those who are abroad or in the UK. You might actually say, you don't know, maybe you can say that. But for me, I don't think I'll ever find a place that's more beautiful than Kenya, or even Embu itself, you know. So yeah, if you want to stay in a beautiful place, stay at home. But if you want to explore, save money, and, you know, look at new experiences, stay in a place that's more affordable. Yeah, and that's my 2 cents in terms of, you know, just housing and rents. The second one is about the weather in general. So the weather in the UK, it is a bit wet, but if you come from the equator, like me, Kenya, Nairobi, I don't think it is as wet as from the equator, to be fair. I think a lot of people talk about how it's always raining in relative to the other places in Europe, but the rain is manageable. It's not, it doesn't pour like, you know, the way it pours in Nairobi, that you can't even get out, or you get drained, soaked wet by the time you just get out and come in. Here, it just like, it rains a bit, but it's raining the whole day, but not so heavy, so you can still walk around without an umbrella. You'll get wet a bit, but not like Nairobi. And yeah, so there's that. And then it also has the different seasons, just like any other tropical. I don't know if I'm in the tropical actually, but I'm assuming it's a tropical or semi-tropical country. I'm not sure. I'll do my research. But yeah, so it has the winter, summer, spring, and autumn seasons. So summer is the time that I actually came here. So it starts in May, June, July, and then I hope I'm saying it right. Let me just start with winter. So winter is November, December, and January. Then spring, where now the temperatures start to rise up, is February, March, April. I don't know. I'm almost close, but I know my people will correct me. And then summer, we have May, June, July. And then August, it continues again. Autumn, where now fall season comes in, yeah? And to be fair, compared to what I was watching online, you know, snowing and raining and extreme cold, extreme darkness, I don't think it's that cold. Like, the picture that I had in my head and how cold it was going to be when winter hits, and how it hits, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't as hard as I thought. Yes, it gets dark early. It gets dark at around 3:30, 4 p.m. and the sun rises at like 8 a.m., 8:30. But then I was monitoring countries like Norway, Stockholm, you know, Sweden, all those that are up north. There, it gets dark at 2 p.m. or 2:30, and the sun rises at 9. Like, that is, oh my God, guys, you don't understand how hectic it is when you wake up at 7, thinking it's 7, time to do stuff, but then it's dark. Like, that is heavy, but it's manageable. And the other thing that you need to know about winter is, yes, it's cold, it's extremely cold. It's good to carry stuff from, you know, your hometown, Africa, in my case, Nairobi, just stuff to keep you warm, but please don't overpack. Like, here, they understand what type of jacket, what type of clothes you need to, you know, go through winter, and you will be able to buy them. So I'd tell you, save your money. Don't spend so much money on buying sweaters from Africa, because, to be fair, I brought so many sweaters and so many hoodies from Africa that I really, really regret, because they didn't help me. We still had to buy jackets from here, and those, like, I have one jacket, I think you guys see it on my stories. It's one long one, it's up to like my ankle, and it keeps me warm. Like, it's so warm. But I didn't find that in Kenya. I wish I saved the money that I used to pay for extra luggage, because again sweaters are not light, and then also to buy those sweaters and bought that jacket. So my advice to you, yes, buy a jacket, come with a nice coat from home, but you will get what you need here. You just need to save up and buy one good sweater or one good jacket, not sweater, jacket that I have, like the one I have, and you'll be fine. And then lastly, winter. For me, I found myself liking winter more than I thought I would. It motivated me, like looking forward. It's, first of all, it's unpredictable. Today it can be snowing, tomorrow it can be raining. The day after, the sun comes out, but the sun is so low, it shines so bright, but you don't feel it. Like, it's not warm, but it's there. So the mountains look so beautiful, when it's like white, it's all white, but the sun is shining. Like, it's so beautiful. Like, for me, I loved winter so much. I don't know, a lot of people tell me if you love winter, you will going to love spring even more. So be here to find out. I will do my review about spring, but so far so good. I think I'm honestly done with winter. I think I've survived it. I look forward to facing it again next year. Actually, it's already this year, so let's just say end of this year. I look forward to face it again and see how it goes. But for now, I'd encourage you guys, don't overpack for winter. You really don't understand what you're signing up for. You really cannot even fathom how cold it gets when it's cold. So trust me, you don't need that at all. Lastly, about winter, something that you also need to know is carrying, African ornaments. So a lot of African stuff is wooden, right? Like, you get the wooden mask, like what you see there, the wooden cross, wooden stuff like this. I mean, this nice face stuff. I don't know what they're called, but these nice decorations. And they're wooden, right? And they make the house look nice. We like them so much, me and my husband. But one thing that we never knew or nobody told us is during winter, there's no sun to heat up the house. So the house does get a bit damp, and humidity is very high, again because it's cold, there's no sun, it's always raining, in some places it's snowing, and the houses here are not like stone, they're not like Nairobi, I don't know how to explain it, they're not wood like in America, but they're also not stone like from Kenya. So you do experience the problem of mold. Yeah, mold eats up your spoons, your wooden spoons. Mold eats up your home decor. It's a lot of mold problems. So before you relocate, like when you come in to live in the UK, just make sure that you reduce as much wooden items as possible, because like you will fight mold basically every day. Like for me now, I have good sprays like bleach. You can use bleach to get rid of mold, but also antibacterial stuff. There's anti-mold stuff. We have a dehumidifier in our house which helps us to just remove the humidity from the air in general. And yeah, and I basically fight mold every single day, and I do a deep cleaning every single week to just make sure that every wooden item that we have is wiped down with bleach and water, or the antibacterial stuff that I was telling you about. So yeah, I thought of letting you know that. On to the third one. Public transport in the UK is good. Like, it's relatively good compared to Kenya, hustling with matatus and stuff like that. But one thing that you need to know is Ubers are not cheap here. It's not like home where you can easily afford to use Uber or Bolt. And honestly speaking, like, I completely understand why Uber drivers in Kenya are not happy, or they're always striking, because like compared to how much Uber is and how Uber drivers earn money in this country, I kind of see why they feel like they're being underpaid. They are being underpaid, but that's besides the point. For me, what I wanted to talk about is getting your driving license at home. Now here, driving is a big deal. It's not like how driving school is done in Kenya, whereby within a month you'll have a class, you'll have done your practice, your physical and your theory practice immediately like this. Within 2 months, you'll have done your exam and you'll get your license. That's not the case here. Here, first of all, it is so hard to get a driving instructor. They are so busy. Like for me, it took me up to 2 months to find a driving instructor that is willing enough to teach us, like me and my husband, because it's important for you to do 1-2 lessons for you to understand how this place works, like the new place that we are in works. And that instructor that we found actually gave us a date that is a month after the first phone call, so that's basically like three months. So getting a driving instructor is hard, it's not easy. And once you get that instructor, you will only manage to get like maybe 2 to 3 hours per week. It's not like Kenya where you get a class every single day. That's not the case. And on top of it, it's not cheap. It costs about 30 to 40 pounds per hour. If you convert that, that's like 5k per hour. Just like standard 5,000 Kenya shillings per hour. That's not cheap, guys. That's expensive. And on top of it, you have to now do the test, but the test is again hard to find, hard to book. You'll have to wait for like in line for like 3 to 4 months down the line. Like for me, it's taken me almost 4 months for me to actually get a date, and I still don't have a date yet. But soon, oh, look at the sun. This is the sun I was talking about in winter. It just slows, it shines, but it's not bright. But also you don't feel the heat, but it just shines. Sorry. Yeah, so no, I'm not sorry. I hope you enjoyed that sun as much as I'm enjoying it. Yeah, so it's hard to get a test. So for me, if you're planning to relocate to the UK, and this is now not the visitors like planning to relocate, please just get your driving license at home, so that at least whether it's international, whether even the international ones here, you can only use them for maximum of 1 year. You still need to get a UK driving license. So get a license at home. And then as you drive, as you practice, and as you do all that, you can be looking for an instructor that can show you 1-2 things. And also you can book your test. Yeah, because one thing that you need to know is once you come to the UK, like let's say my husband and I are here, yeah, he can't teach me because he doesn't have the UK license. And even if he has the UK license, he needs to have it for minimum of 3 years before he's allowed to start teaching me. If he tries to do that, he's arrested. This not arrested, like they take away your license or something. Like they're pretty strict with the rules. So my advice for you, get your license at home. And if you're coming to this to live in the city like London and stuff like that, it's a good thing. Yeah, you don't need to drive in London. I mean, they have the tubes, they have the public transport that you can easily use, but you never know when you'll need to drive. And imagine how sad it would be. The day that you have to drive is the day that you remember that you don't have license. So my advice for you is get your driving license at home, and then as you use it, look for a good instructor, an affordable one, and also book your test, and yeah, try to pass. Passing about the exam. Unfortunately, I am not an instructor, nor am I a good driver, so I really can't advise you on how to pass the test. But if you are interested to know more about that information, let me know in the comment section, and then I'll give you guys more information about that. Yeah. Talking like I'm giving a report. Anyway, the third point is these earphones, by the way, they keep falling because now I'm touching oil. Oh my god, I'm touching oil, and I'm touching oil and you get it's slippery. Yeah, so the third, or is it the fourth one, is about NHS. Yeah, NHS, as you all know, yeah, I'm tired, so I'm resting as I talk to you. NHS is the National Healthcare System, and something about the NHS is there's that information or that notion that you get out there that it's free, it's good, and if you are, coming to the UK, the one benefit that you're going to get is free healthcare system that is going to help you heal your problems, right? And while it is a good system, I mean, I'm not going to get deeper into the NHS conversation. One thing you need to know is, number one, it's not free. Yeah, you actually pay for it with your taxes. There is actually a percentage from your salary that goes straight to NHS. And as we all know, the tax in the UK is crazy. And while while it's not as bad as what's happening in Kenya right now, where the government is just cutting and adding taxes and not seeing where that money is going, here you actually see that it's in the NHS, but it's not free, guys. And number two, something about the NHS again is it's not for non-urgent stuff. Like, for example, you remember how I had skin problems? I would ideally go to the hospital and get checked, but for me to actually see a dermatologist or a proper specialist for my problem, it's gonna take months. And that's simply because there's so many people depending on the system, and basically the line is just long, the system is stretched to the core, so it does take long, like a lot of time for you to actually be seen by a specialist. Yeah, and my advice for you if you're relocating is do your proper checkup, your health checkup at home. Like if you're going to do your dental, your eye check, everything, just the basics, that's not extremely bad, something that you can actually get it checked, get it done at home, get your proper checkup done, get the medicines that you need, because when you come here you will unfortunately wait a bit longer than you need to, or not you need to, like you will wait longer, basically. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So if you need to get your eye checked, just get it at home, because you'll have two options here. You're ever going to go to the private hospital, which is so expensive, the private healthcare system, or you're going to go to the NHS, which is going to take a bit more time, because like I said, it's kind of stretched, so they do try their best to focus more on emergency stuff. Like, let's say you need cancer treatment, perfect. Maybe you fell down and broke a leg, perfect. Maybe you have kidney problems, get checked, perfect. But things like dental, or like some things that are not life-threatening, just get them done at home. So yeah, thank you very much. Anele, that's in Tigrinya, Gerstelen, that's in Amharic, Dioch, that's in Welsh. Asante sana. I hope to see you in 3 weeks, but for now, cheers. Oh wait, no, let me just finish my hair. Almost said goodbye without malizai, but yeah, that is it. As always, I hope you keep interacting with me, and I did notice having 1-2 followers from the UK. I hope I have shared the correct information, and if I haven't, do comment and let me know where I can correct. As always, this is a non-violent communication type of platform, so keep your comments respectful to one another and to me. keep them polite, keep them kind, keep them loving, as I try to make my comments kind and respectful as well. But yeah, with that, the hairstyle for the 2-3 days, like I said, I do get bored, so 2-3 days, this is how we are gonna keep this hair. And yeah. Cheers.